So Pancata's supposed to be washing Polaris's costume, but he gets distracted by the rhythm of the washing machine, which there is none, by the way. The sound effect that they use doesn't really good, and then it just sort of transitions into a completely different song with that sounds totally different than the sound that Washer was making. But anyway, he gets swept away by the music and he starts dancing, and he forgets all about Polaris's costume. About the two most difficult things to animate, dancing and fighting. In a way, I kind of have to give them props. It's truly ambitious of the 4 animators that worked on this movie and trying to take on such a project. But I do regret to inform you that it did not work out.
One more sucker who thinks he's got what it takes to beat Freak Ted.
Dude, holy, look at this guy. They literally sculpted this bear. Come on, man. This is what we did for a whole year. This is how you spent the year between Ratatouille and this. Sculpting a bear's ass. Is that really the best use of your time? This bear has actual cheeks, dude. I don't know what to do. Okay, Google, what is YouTube's policy about animated bear cheeks? Detail into the physique. Sexy bears, I can deal with that. Even naked ones. When you're strong, where they're surfing food, you need to tell me this bear is actual man is skating around the restaurant with a butt crack. There's a line right between her two butt cracks and you crossed it.
One more sucker who thinks he's got what it takes to beat Freak Ted.
Okay, so this part is kind of confusing, but they basically totally spoil a later kind of twist in the movie. So the news that there's a new challenger fighting Freak Teddy makes the paper, and there's a picture of Polaris in the newspaper, and he's in his costume. And like I mentioned in the last scene, Pancata gets too busy dancing to remember to take Polaris' stuff out of the car. And when the fight actually comes, Polaris steps in the ring. Like the second he takes off his robe, the suit shrinks, and once it shrinks, he kind of loses all pain because now he's like black and white stripes. So everybody thinks that he's Pancata. That's like the big funny twist in the movie, which we'll talk about later when we get to that part. That hasn't happened. As of right now, Pancata hasn't even taken the suit out of the washroom. He hasn't even remembered it yet, let alone given it to Polaris, let alone it shrinking when he gets into the ring. But I guess that the animators just forgot what order this movie happens in. Somehow I can't keep because in the picture of Polaris in the newspaper, which happens before, Polaris looks like he's, one, already fighting, and two, the costume is wrong. This movie is so weird. There are so many quality issues.
Now the nice lady likes you because she thinks you're a big champion boxer.
There's also a ton of really weird audio mistakes in this movie.
Lucky he's wearing a mask. That way no one will know who he is when he inevitably finds this stuff.
How did this movie get approved?
Oh my god. Vad är det här? Jag pratar bara till mig själv.
Shit! Polaris is wearing the shrunken costume! He's not supposed to be wearing that yet? The director's gonna have my head for this one. Wait, it looks like he didn't notice. Wow, that was really lucky. I just hope that doesn't happen again. He's just sitting there. And that's the end of the movie. Holy shit, I can't believe I got away with it. Well, sir, what did you think? It was great. Oh, sick, that's awesome. So it's ready to release then? Yeah? Nice work. Wow, thank you, sir. You know, I've been waiting a really long time to watch this. So,
Multi-Vanquish!
Was he asleep the whole time? I walked in here. All I do is let's watch this movie. How long has he been asleep? This resume looks great, buddy. You're hired. Wow, thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. I'm gonna make you proud, I promise.
So many vanquishes, so little time!
This pasta is delicious. He was at my wedding. starting in 5 minutes. Great job again. Thanks, sir. Where am I? Why do I feel so well rested? Oh, I had an awful nightmare. I was a director. You are a director. Who the fuck are you? Yeah, that's probably how it happened.
A real man would have the courage to show his face, even if he was a big loser.
I have a feeling he's not as big a loser as you think.
You act like you know the guy.
Well, no. I just think he deserves a fair shake, right?
Well, no, I don't know. Shy little bear. And now it's time for the fight where the costume actually shrinks. So Pancata has gotten the clothes out of the washer now. He's given it to Polaris. Polaris steps in the ring and it shrinks right away.
Oh! I don't believe it. Could it be? It looks like Pancata.
Dude, they're like 3 feet away from the boxing ring. Like, it's like right there. How could they not?
Oh my god.
I mean, I think we
Oh my god.
right? They work at the same bar as Pancata. They all work together. They work with Polaris also. How can you not realize that it's him from 3 feet away? They've probably known each other for years. These bear fans are kind of dumb, monkey. Can this bear go to the hospital or something?
Oh my god.
Why is he standing like that? I hate this bear. While the fight is going on, Pancata is actually having a pretty big night of his own. He's not at the boxing event because he's got a big dance audition tonight. The movie never really explains what this dance audition is for. From context clues, it just kind of seems like he's trying to get on his own dance squad or something. So while everybody else is watching the big fight, he's out there killing it on the dance floor, dude. He's rolling around like he's possessed. He's contorting his body. The way his body bends, it kind of looks like he's made out of an inflatable pool toy. And he ends the whole routine by diving over the Duchess and going into yet another abyss. I don't know why so many doors in this movie lead to just black voids of nothingness, but I hope he's okay. It's also pretty chilling that the Duchess don't react at all. And Pancata dives over them. I mean,
No.
like the sickest end of a dance routine ever, or he's like coming to his doom. Either way, they should like react somehow, or at least like watch him go over their head. And they're just like. Unfortunately, Pancata doesn't make the cut. He doesn't make it onto the dance squad. But Polaris does win the fight, and since everybody thinks Pancata on stage for some reason, he becomes a bit of a local celebrity.
Amazing, Pancata. Totally sensational. Who'd have thought a sweet guy like you hadn't it yet?
Which is obviously confusing to him because he doesn't know anything about the fight that happened last night. He thinks that people are talking about his dance routine. What? Dude, what is that face? Hey kids, it's me, a sexy little bear. I'm trying to believe what's going on. He's sexy there. This kid's movie, kid. Also, why is your face still in shadow? He's outside. So, first now that everybody thinks that Pancata is a superstar,
How talented you are. Everybody's talking about it. You're just incredible, Pancata.
I'm just Pancata, right? The same old me, you know?
Don't be modest, you silly bear.
Oh, harsh. Yeah, well, that's just how I am. Don't be modest. So after Pancata soaks in all the fame, he sort of feels guilty about deceiving everyone. Plus, Polaris realizes that he can't keep this ruse up forever and pretend to be big up on the stage. So they decide that Pancata is going to have to fight in the next fight himself, which results in quite possibly the world's worst montage.
Is this gonna be a hurt? Still in one day.
Some of the shots in this montage are just like horrific, dude. The faces he's making, the way his body like melts and oozes when he bends. They also, of course, keep reusing some of the same shots over and over. They love to do that. And on top of it all, there's just so much moaning. There's like way too much moaning. What is going on in this scene? What? I just saw this. I've never
Nuts and
noticed this
bolts.
before.
Tighten
What is
the
he
him.
doing? You know how you train for a fight? Alright guys, well anyway, now it's fight time. It's time for the big fight. Pancata's training is over, now it's time to put it to the test. As the fight's about to begin, Snotty Bear is telling the Girl Bear how good for business Pancata has been. He says that tickets are just like flying off the shelves.
I knew the turnout would be good for this fight, but you should see how many bets I took.
And then right after that, we get a nice sweeping shot of the arena where we see that the animators again forgot what was going on in the movie and just didn't add anybody in the bar, which is awesome. And now it's time to fight. They just died. It's getting beat up for like a minute straight. What if the movie just ends with Pancata dying? They're like, well, we tried our best. I guess we're never getting rid of it.
Looks like Pancata's been knocked out cold by Freak Teddy.
So yeah, he loses. It's called Little Panda Fighter. It's about just to want to be a fighter, and also never becomes a fighter. So you probably think that the bar's just gonna go back to shit after this, because they're basically in the same spot that they left off at. But apparently, while everyone was betting on Pancata to win, Polaris actually bet against him because he knew that he wouldn't be able to beat him. And he wins a shit ton of money, which he uses to retire to the North Pole or something. And he gives the bar to Pancata. So the movie ends with Pancata running the bar. And then he turns it from a fighting bar into a dance show place where you can come to just watch him dance. Wow, what an awesome great last shot of the movie. So yeah, that's the end of the movie. Pancata gets his own dance venue where he can dance as much as he wants. All he has to do is help his boss lies and he can win a shit ton of money. And that's the end of the movie. I guess what I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, thanks for the support on the merch. A lot of it's sold out like also, I keep forgetting to mention this already, too, but I've been streaming on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitch. You know that, but I've been streaming every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to come watch me, I'm usually playing Minecraft. I'm very bad at Minecraft, so the chat is usually teaching me how to play Minecraft. Oh, fuck. Okay. Shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Hang out and watch. It's been really fun. So thank you for everyone who's been watching this and for your support of that episode. You guys are seriously kind of lit. If you like this video and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my army here on YouTube, and we are actually the fastest growing army on YouTube. Don't look that up. You can just take my word for it. I'm a trustworthy guy. Would I ever lie to you? Come on, man. Alright, well, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Before this video starts, I'd like to say that this video is sponsored by Mischief. Mischief is a brand that creates and releases insane new things every 2 weeks. You've probably seen some of their jobs before, but didn't even know that they were the ones behind it. I've seen their next job that's coming up, and it is sick, and the only way to know about it is by downloading the Mischief app. So if you want to be in the network, search MSCHF on the App Store or Google Play Store, go to mischief.com. Anyways, here's the video. What's up, Greg? Welcome back to another episode of Ditsy Guy, the internet's most notorious ripoff of Dickie Gorgonzola. So it has been brought to my attention that the movie that I made a video about a couple weeks ago, What's Up, is actually a sequel. I did not realize that there were a lot of things I was confused about in that movie, and apparently it's because that movie is a sequel to a different movie called Big and Little Monsters, which is actually a ripoff of Monsters vs. Aliens. I gotta be honest, it's kind of clever of them to just use the same characters to rip off a different movie. That's pretty genius. Like, they didn't have to like remodel or make a new set or anything like that. They can just stick all of these characters in Big and Little Monsters less than What's Up.
Oh no.
I'm also going to see if it's any less racist. Also, I'm curious to see if any of the questions that I had about What's Up are answered in this movie, because this movie is supposed to set up What's Up. Alright, let's dive in.
My, that's so sick.
So the movie starts with Dr. Trump being woken up. He's got a very technologically advanced room, but what else would you expect from Dr. Trump? He's got all these little gadgets designed to wake him up and give him a good morning. He's got this little floating robot that does just give him the news.
Express breakfast, healthy breakfast, breakfast with nuts, Sunday breakfast, breakfast with
Multi vanquish.
This thing is not intuitive at all. Yeah, that's right. We're getting real nitpicky right off the bat. This menu, it doesn't make any sense. Why don't you just break the names of all the breakfast items? Why do they have have to have pictures of the sun that are supposed to somehow tell you what you're getting for breakfast. I mean, these icons barely even tell you what each breakfast is. Like the first one, this is supposed to be express breakfast, but it's just a picture of the sun. And I guess he's like, no, it's just a fast sun. So I guess maybe you could infer that that's doing an express breakfast, but that still doesn't tell you what the breakfast is. What's in the meal. It's just a fast sun. Also, what the heck is breakfast delight? The last one.
Breakfast delight.
I think I can picture kind of what each one of these would be, except for breakfast delight. And the picture doesn't help at all because it's just a picture of a clown. It's just a regular meal like any other one of these meals, but like a clown serves it.
Potato salad! Dr. Crumb will launch the first intergalactic supersonic geometric antenna.
Right off the bat, the movie's not any less racist, specifically towards Chinese people. What is with the writers of these movies and being really racist? In the last movie, they had the guy that they kept making fun of, and now in this one, the robot is making fun of Chinese people.
For crying out loud! It must be a virus. I'm sure I unsubscribed from that darn Chinese news channel.
Oh, your robot got a virus? The robot that you made and only you own got a virus? Who wrote the virus to the robot that no one else knows exists? I think people are going to do that just because
Oj, 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 hoppsan.
Oh, here we go. Now we get to see what the country breakfast is. Look at all those pots and pans in the background that were used to make this breakfast. But it's going to be a pretty exquisite breakfast. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Country breakfast complete. It's an egg. One egg. The country breakfast is just one egg and coffee, but like a cup the size of a shot glass, just a little, tiny little thimble full of coffee. That's all Dr. Crumb needs to get himself going. Is this a thing? Is there such a thing as a country breakfast that's just one egg? One hard-boiled egg? Reminds me of life out on the farm. It was a simpler life, to be sure. Every morning I would get fed one hard-boiled egg by my floating racist robot. I would drink coffee out of a cup the size of a water bottle. Miss those days. That was a simple time.
More salt!
Salt.
A little more salt, please!
A little more salt.
Apply! Junk. Good morning, Amanda. Oh, this junky concentrated salt laser still isn't working right. It needs to be fixed right away. Who can eat breakfast like this?
So one thing I noticed right at the beginning of this movie is that Dr. Crumb seems a little bit different. He seems a little more cranky and jaded, especially towards technology. Like right here, he gets pretty pissed about his salt laser not working. I don't know why he needs a laser to put salt on his egg. I feel like a salt shaker would be just as convenient, if not more, because you don't have to like change the batteries or invent it. So over breakfast, Amanda, Dr. Crumb, and Guntao are all talking about their big day today, because this like intergalactic antenna that Dr. Crumb and Dr. Zooks have been working on for a really long time is about to be operational. This antenna is apparently supposed to help them contact extraterrestrials, get messages from aliens, all that good shit. So they're all really, really excited.
Good boy. The antenna! We're officially late! We gotta get out of here! Guto, what on earth are you doing? Guto, give me that. I have no idea what you're doing, but this isn't one of your silly toys. You hear me?
So in addition to being pretty cranky in this movie, Dr. Crumb also hates Guntao. I don't know what happened between this movie and the next one that made him like Guntao, but in this movie, he fucking hates his own nephew. It's really weird, which was pretty shocking and devastating to me, because I happen to be a pretty big Guntao stan.
In a few moments, we'll be able to communicate with any intelligent being in the vastness of outer space.
Dr. Crumb, please, Dr. Zeus, just one more question. What about our security? We're still pretty traumatized by the images of that film, showing how you fought off those terrible aliens during the infamous invasion of 54.
One thing that they keep bringing up at the beginning that's going to be important later is this alien invasion of 1954. So apparently there was this alien invasion back in the 50s that Dr. Crumb and Dr. Zooks helped stop. They got rid of all the aliens, fought them all, sent them back to space. Not really clear what they did, but that's the reason that they're such famous scientists now, is because of that alien invasion back in the 50s. Remember that for later. Just tuck it back into the depths of your mind.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need to know about it later.
If you will allow me, I'd like to ask a very special young lady to help me turn on the antenna. My niece, Amanda.
Can I go with you, please? No, you stay here. You're too immature to handle this, Gina.
You see this? Even Amanda's getting in on the Gunto hating action. Put some respect on Gunto's name, man. It's respectful. Wow, yeah. Looks like it really took a lot of maturity to turn that machine on. Way to go, Amanda. You're so smart and mature. If only Gunto could have flipped that switch. Why they gotta do my boy Gunto like this? After this press conference, Gunto's walking around all sad because nobody let him turn on the machine. And while he's walking around, this meteorite comes from outer space. It crashes like right at his feet. Just a quick side note, I feel like if something of that size really came that fast and crashed into Earth, it would probably have killed Gunto. I'm glad it didn't. I'm just saying, like, physics-wise, I'm pretty sure it would have rocked to shit. If there's any scientists watching this and want to confirm that, let me know. But it was literally burning up on its way to Earth. So I'm pretty sure that Gunto should be dead.
Wow, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Look at that green ball.
So beautiful. Green ball. Flat green ball.
That is somehow not affected by light. There's no shading on this ball. So beautiful.
Uncle, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Is it possible for the antenna to receive alien messages through a baseball?
No. You already saw.
So you might have thought that the animation in What's Up was bad, but get ready because it seems like there are a lot of issues that they had worked out in What's Up that they were still having in this movie. For example, in this movie, there's a lot of scenes where certain characters' hair and clothes will just start vibrating for no reason. Like in this scene, Dr. Crumb's hair is just going... What's up with that? You know, maybe it's because he's so goddamn smart. Ever think of that? His brain is doing fucking front flips in his head. He's so smart that his brain just gets bored sometimes with regular life, and it's just gotta do extreme sports in his head, and it's making his hair go...
It's time to go to sleep.
Still plenty of awkward pauses in this movie, though. There was no effort to change that. I mean, I guess this movie came before that, so it makes sense that there would still be so many awkward pauses.
Tighten the hinge.
I'm starting to think that this was more of an artistic choice than a mistake. That moment when you're putting your brother to sleep and you've already tucked him in.
Sport complete.
It's time for bed.
New message.
It's a message! It's a message!
Oh shit! The intergalactic antenna is getting a message. Our boys Dr. Zeus and Dr. Crumb are over the moon. They're getting their first message from aliens, so let's check it out and see what it says.
Sugar, mutation, danger. Salty junk food, green salt, repeat, no sugar.
Is there a defect? What a strange message! I can't stand machines! I hate them! What a bunch of hunks of junk! If only one of them would work right!
Yo, holy shit, dude, calm down. So mad immediately about a machine not working. One that you built, by the way, so if it's not working, it's probably your fault, right? Because you didn't build it right. I gotta be honest, guys, Dr. Crumb, he's different in this movie. Dr. Crumb hit different in this movie, dude. He's a little bit wild. He's kind of off his rocker. He's a cranky little man. Imagine getting your first message from outer space. You get a message from aliens on an antenna that you built, and it doesn't make sense at first, and your first reaction is just like... Technology! I hate electricity! I'm going to go live in the woods! I'm going to live with the squirrels forever! I swear, dude, Dr. Crumb is like one tiny little glitch away from going Amish. He's going to go full Amish.
And what do we have here? It's a piece of the baseball I saw hit the antenna. That's what I was trying to ask you about at dinner. Remember? I thought it could be a message from space.
Uh-oh, it looks like whatever was in that green ball, remember the sexy hot green ball from earlier? Whatever was in it, it looks like it escaped. It's in pieces on the floor.
What do you mean it hit the antenna? But when?
Yeah, look at that. Look over here. Look at that thing that Dr. Crumb's hair was doing. What's going on there? It looks like she's gonna fly away. What was that? A weird sound? I got a problem.
Oh my goodness, that can't be what I think it is. We have to tell Uncle Crumb.
at whatever is outside. It's whatever came out of the green ball. They're like watching it and saying shit about it, but they're not showing it, which I guess could be like an artistic choice. Some movies do that where they're like, oh my god, look at that. And then it cuts to the next scene and you're like left in suspense. But because this movie is so lazily animated, all I can think is that they just did this to get out of animating the monster for one scene. They really got too lazy to animate like the main antagonist of the movie.
He's destroying everything! Aren't those the same aliens you fought and defeated in 54? It's time for you to save the world again!
Sometimes Amanda moves like she's a character in a horror movie. Like she's the girl from The Grudge or The Ring or something. It's like she like speeds up and slows down at weird speeds and her hair is going ba 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 ba.
It's time for you to save the world again!
Weird about Amanda in this movie, dude. First her vibrating hair and now she's moving like some kind of ghostly apparition. Can't say I like that.
I think they need such a There's definitely three monsters, and I think they came from the ball that hit the antenna. Let me have a look.
Very interesting.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck, dude. What? He just licked that thing. He doesn't know what that is. I guess Dr. Crumb licked the ball with really like that sexy green ball. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, let me see that shit. I gotta taste it. But even Gunto was that good looking. Look at him. His face says it all. He's disgusting.
Obviously, it isn't a spaceship. Organic material indicates the formation of a living outer covering inside of which these strange beings develop. In other words, we can say that your baseball here is an egg.
Oh shit! It wasn't just a regular green ball. It was an egg. Now I know why Dr. Crumb wanted to taste it. He thought that shit was a whole ass country breakfast. So Dr. Zooks analyzes the egg, finds out it came from outer space because it's got some star fragments in it. And Gunto also turns on the news and they hear that there's monsters ravaging the city. They're at the zoo and they're eating animals and shit. It's actually horrifying. Even like the anchor on the news is terrifying.
The wrath of destruction is terrible. In an instant, the monster mercilessly tore apart a garden. Turn it off, Gunto. Some reason has run into the zoo. It's sheer madness.
Amanda and Gunto get pretty gung-ho about going to fight the monsters because they're like, well shit, we got Dr. Zooks and Dr. Crumb. They fought aliens before in the alien invasion of 1954, so we'll be good. They've got plenty of monster aliens.
Oh my
But the whole time
god.
that Amanda's talking about going to fight
Yep.
these aliens, Dr. Crumb
They
is
would
really
rap.
worried.
They would rap.
Dr. Zooks, I don't believe it's possible. This monster story must be some type of scheme that we need to get to the bottom of. They'll find out the whole lie. Monsters don't exist. We invented everything. That story about an invasion of monsters we made up was just so that the government would invest in our interplanetary communication project.
Wow. So it turns out they were phonies the whole time. Turns out they made up the whole alien invasion thing just to get money from the government. I don't know how they faked an entire alien invasion just to get money from the government. Like, wouldn't there need to be other witnesses or like buildings destroyed and stuff? Did they kill people and destroy buildings to pretend that they were fighting aliens? That's pretty fucked up.
These monsters are a fraud. They're gonna find out everything. We're done. Prime.
Oh, fuck him up, Dr. Zooks. Oh, I love that sound that he makes when he slaps him. He sounds like he's really getting his shit rocked. Yeah, his brain's really moving lips now. That's kind of a weird thing that only happens in movies, I'm just realizing. Like, in movies, all the time, someone will be having, like, a nervous breakdown, and their friend will be like, snap out of it, and slap them in the face. How many times in your life have you had a friend that was in a serious crisis? Maybe they were having, like, a mental breakdown, and you thought to yourself, oh, I know what'll calm them down. I'm gonna slap the shit out of them. Oh, you may be having a panic attack, but get ready for a physical attack, bitch. Kick him in the face. Kill him.
But Amanda gets into everything. Whatever tweaks her interest, she wants to know everything. Dr. Zooks, my niece will find out. And when she does, she'll no longer respect me. Do you understand?
Come on, Dr. Crumb. That girl completely idolizes you.
Yo, what about Gunto? What about the boy? What the hell? Why is this dude so obsessed with Amanda? This whole movie is so disrespectful to my boy Gunto.
My niece!
What am I gonna do with my niece right now? Chill out, you weirdo.
It's not important what you did, but who you are. A dedicated scientist, an attentive uncle, and a man with character she can be proud of. Look at everything you do, everything you think. You're a famous scientist.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that confident that she's still gonna like you. Like, sure, you're still a famous scientist. Like, we've all established that the reason for that is a big hoax. So you shouldn't even be a famous scientist. And judging by how baffled you are at technology, it still seems like even after all this time, you still suck at science. Anyway, so they have that conversation, and then Dr. Crumb goes back outside to talk to Amanda and Gunto and finds that they've left. They went to go fight the aliens on their own, and they're just gonna let Dr. Crumb and Dr. Zooks catch up with them.
Dear Uncle, we went ahead of you with the photoplasma lithium gums. I'm sure the plan you're putting together will work perfectly. Saving us all and the whole world will be grateful again.
Amanda, you're in danger. My dear niece is in danger. And it's all my fault. What are we going to do?
What about Gunto? Hey, remember the little boy that you're to care for? You know, you got Amanda, and then your much more younger and defenseless little nephew, Gunto. Yeah, he's there too. He's gone up to fight monsters with fake guns. Do you think that that's maybe a problem? Or are you just concerned about the need? So Gunto and Amanda show up to the park. They find this guy selling popcorn, so Gunto starts to buy some popcorn. But then one of the aliens pops out of nowhere, and they all freak out. Dr. Zooks and Dr. Crumb pull up just in the nick of time, and they hop in the car, and they make a getaway.
Good for nothing kids. These days they walk all over you. Even an old popcorn vendor. There's no respect for the car. When's it all gonna stop?
So they're riding along, they have a little heart to heart because Dr. Crumb eventually tells Amanda that the whole alien invasion was a hoax before, so they're really not as safe as they thought. Then a monster comes out of nowhere, tries to eat them again, and they end up hiding in a movie theater.
Do you think those monsters are gone?
Would you mind keeping it down? I think I heard something.
Bro, Asodari.
I guess the salt
Nah.
shrank the monster. But like,
Nah.
how did the salt come out of the salt shaker like that? Like, Gunto shook it up and popped it open and the salt just came shooting out. Hey, animators, you know that salt isn't soda, right? You know that that's not how salt works? You can't just shake up a thing of salt and let it spray. Also, Loki kind of disturbed about how pained the monster sounded as it was being salted. Like, that is some seriously haunting shit, and it really seems like it's experiencing the most pain it's ever felt.
Be careful. If you give that little guy any more popcorn, he'll disappear. You're absolutely right.
I thought once they started talking, the monster would stop making that noise, or they would, you know, like reduce the volume of that monster so it wouldn't be so distracting. But nah, the sound design people were just like, fuck it. Monster giggling through the whole scene. Good luck trying to pay attention to the dialogue now, bitch. So they caught one monster, but there's still two more. But Dr. Crumb doesn't want them to go out and try to catch more monsters because he thinks it's not safe, so he grounds them. But Amanda and Gunto decide to sneak out, and now that they know that salt makes the monster shrink, they decide to bring a bunch of little packets of nuts, like tiny little bags of nuts. They bring them along to try to fight the monsters.
Now, Kuto, hit him with the salt, quick! Take this, you oversweet monster! Swallow these salty peanuts!
Yo, what? That's so many nuts! How did all those nuts come out of that tiny little bag? They just rip open a tiny little, like, airplane-sized bag of cashews, and it's just endless cashews. Now that's what I call
Breakfast with nuts.
Hit him with the salt, brother! Look, I think it's the monster's pet.
We come in peace.
Okay, so then these other aliens show up, and they're little aliens, and they tell Amanda and Gunto that apparently these big monster aliens that are running around are their pets. They're aliens from another planet, and they have these pets in little eggs, and they were flying by, and they accidentally dropped one down to Earth. So now they're gonna help Amanda and Gunto track down the monsters and feed them salt, which will help shrink them, and then they can take them back to their planet. But they also say that the opposite of salt is sugar. If the monsters get sugar, that's gonna be bad, and they'll get bigger and stronger. So they can't let them get any sugar.
Oh, I want that one right there. Double chocolate delight.
Okay, this part is really awkward, and I feel like when I just show little clips from the movie, you don't really get a sense for how awkwardly it's animated, because I'm trying to cut it down for time and make this video interesting. But I'm gonna let this part play out in its entirety so that you can really get a sense for how unnecessarily long some sequences in this movie are.
Welcome to Uncle Nick's Friends. How can I help you?
Oh no, we got the ice cream. We got sweets. That's bad. Also, did they run out of time to draw the background characters? Because this person in the background is clearly Gunto, but just in the shadows, so you can't see it. That's very clearly the silhouette of Gunto. But they really thought we wouldn't notice, huh? Actually, honestly, maybe it is Gunto. Everyone's disrespecting him so much in this movie, I wouldn't be surprised if he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck off and just go eat ice cream by myself. And at this point, I can believe it. I think Gunto needs a break. He's a really mean family. Anyway, eventually they catch all the monsters, and just like in What's Up, they've caught all the monsters, and the day is saved. You know, now that I think about it, like, even the plot is the same. There's 3 monsters that get loose, and they have to go find them. So what did they change? What is different about these movies?
Thank you for all your help.
Yes, we thought for sure we lost them forever. We sent an SOS emergency message to advise you not to feed them anything sweet.
So that was your message, not a defect. That antenna works. It really works. Did you hear that?
Oh, so the message they got at the beginning was right. Recorded message. This doesn't make any sense of that. It seemed like a really critical thing that they understood very clearly what was going on. But instead they were just like,
Sugar! Junk food danger! Sugar danger!
really helpful. And so, anyway, that's the end of the movie. In conclusion, did we learn anything new about the universe of What's Up and Big Little Monsters? Actually, yeah, I think I did. Well, no, I guess I didn't. I didn't learn anything that I wanted to know the answer to, but I did learn things that I didn't think needed a different answer. Like in What's Up, I just assumed that Dr. Crumb and Dr. Zeus were good scientists, and that's why they had all the cool stuff and the great technology. But from this movie, it kind of seems like everything that they have, they either fake or got it from aliens as a gift. So that's the thing that I didn't think was gonna change in this movie, but did. Well, that's the movie. I should mention that I have some new merch available on my merch store. There's a nice yellow red hoodie, and then there's like a light blue and a cool red t-shirt. A nice summer options for you. Alright, well, with all that out of the way, guys, now it's time to talk about our sponsor, Mischief. Mischief is a really cool brand. I've been seeing their drops for a while now, and honestly, they do some really impressive stuff. They release something crazy every 2 weeks, and they'll range from like viral digital experiences to weird luxury items. The most recent one that you might have heard about is their collaboration with Mr. Beast. It was called Finger on the App. It was basically a competition amongst millions of people. Anyone could download the app, and it was a competition to see who could keep their finger on an app for the longest. There were over 1 million players. It got to #1 on the App Store, and it lasted for over 72 hours. And the grand prize was a whopping $25,000. Another funny one is Scream Club, which is a website where you can go to just scream. So if you've ever wanted to go to a website and just scream or hear other people scream, then this might be for you. You might have heard of this one because there was a pretty viral TikTok about it. Over 1 million people have gone in and screamed, and this was actually one of their secret drops. So this would be one where you would have to have the Mischief app in order to be able to get in and scream your little head off. They also have a magazine called Mischief Mag. Each issue has some really interesting stuff in there. For example, they tell you how to use Spotify to make free money, basically. And another covered how to break traffic laws, but legally. Also, I may or may not be allowed to disclose this, but Mischief Mag Volume 2 comes out in August. And it's even crazier than the first one, and the only way to get it is by downloading the app. So go ahead and download the app. Search Mischief on the Google Play Store or the App Store. You with the app get first access to all of the drops, and they also get access to secret drops that you can only get with the app. Or go to mischief.com. Again, Mischief is spelled M-S-C-H-F. Thanks to Mischief for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for checking out Mischief. Again, it's a really cool company. I highly recommend checking it out. They do a lot of cool stuff. Alright, now back to the rest of the video. Alright, well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg's what I call my subscribers, but more importantly, guys, we're a family. We're all blood related. We all came out of the same mommy, and we're one big happy family, and we're the strongest army on the internet. And please don't look that up. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
This video is over now. Go find something else to watch. Or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun. But you can't stay on this net stream forever. This video is over now. So why are you still watching this?
Months ago, the internet was set ablaze by an explosive scandal that ripped us all by the throat and wouldn't let go. A cheating scandal that changed butt plugs forever. I'm talking, of course, about Hans Niemann versus Magnus Carlsen chess cheating allegations. I'll go ahead and bring you up to speed with a brief lore recap in case you forgot. Hans Niemann is a very strong chess player. He played against one of the best of all time, Magnus Carlsen, in the tournament. And Hans Niemann shocked the chess world when he beat Magnus. But no one was more shocked than Magnus, and he made some insinuation that there may have been foul play during the match. He outright refused to play against Hans going forward, and it got real messy real quick. We started playing in the pig pen and things were getting dirty. This led to a huge avalanche effect where everyone was coming out to speculate on what the fuck was going on. And not just smooth-brained uber idiots like myself, but some of the most well-respected players in the entire world, grandmasters, came forward to offer their perspective on this. And Hans Niemann did have a past of cheating in online chess, but never in person. And cheating in an in-person over-the-board chess event is a very hard thing to prove. Eventually, the community started to come up with their own theories on how could he have cheated if he did. And naturally, the only sane conclusion that makes sense, the only logical conclusion to draw, is that Hans Niemann must have cheated by having a vibrating butt plug lodged deep inside of his asshole that would vibrate the correct moves for whatever Magnus was watching. Thus spawned the butt plug and cheating scandal that took the world by storm. It's important to note that that whole theory was only half serious. I don't know how many people are diehard butt plug believers in this case, but it is a possibility. The tech was even proven by some of the brightest minds in America. We damn near revived Oppenheimer to build a functioning chess butt plug. We had a lot of people on YouTube in particular come forward and make working prototype chess bot butt plugs that you can plug into your colon to help you be better at chess. Just to prove that, we as a species can make this. We have the technology. But the whole belief that this was a real thing wasn't the most grounded in reality. It wasn't super serious, but it was fun. That's why everyone latched onto it. But it really wasn't fun for Hans Niemann. His entire career was starting to crumble around him because of this reputation that he may have cheated. There's a lot of moving parts under the hood of this vehicle, and I'm not a fucking mechanic. So a lot of things that started happening behind the scenes, I am unaware of. Most people are. There's only a handful of people that really know all of the particulars that started to go on behind the scenes. But what we do know is Chess.com launched an investigation of their own against Niemann to investigate the cheating allegations. They wanted to see if there was any evidence that Hans Niemann may have cheated against Magnus. Fast forward, investigation concludes Chess.com finds no hard proof that Hans Niemann ever cheated in board chess, but they do find more evidence that Hans Niemann may have cheated in more online chess than he had. Eventually, another person gets involved. His name is Otto. He's the biggest chess damages Hans. So eventually, Hans Niemann launches a lawsuit against everyone. Chess.com, Magnus Carlsen, and Hikaru. It's a $100 million defamation lawsuit. And that brings us to today. That lawsuit has concluded. It has all been settled now. And sports fans, let me be the first to tell you, it's a bit of a surprising ending to this one, all things considered. Chess.com put out a statement saying that all the sides here have been working together to negotiate in good faith to resolve everything without further litigation, and they're happy to share that they've finally made it there. They're finally all coming together, holding hands and saying, you know what, group hug in the shower, no need for any more hostility. Which is not the ending I was expecting to the Game of Thrones here. So, Chess.com released a statement saying we're pleased to report that we've reached an agreement with Hans Niemann to put our differences behind us and move forward together without further litigation. At this time, Hans has been fully reinstated by Chess.com, and we look forward to his participation in our events. We'd also like to reaffirm that we stand by the findings in our October 2022 public report regarding Hans, including that we found no determinative evidence that he has cheated in any in-person games. We all love chess and appreciate all the passionate fans and community members who allowed us to I really thought this was going to be a much longer case that wouldn't have a happy ending here. I was expecting this to be a I thought we were going to be seeing some kind of biblical smackdown where Hans Niemann comes in with some crazy evidence that everyone had a cheater. He like fucking scholars makes the entire chess community. Like I was really expecting this to not have a happy resolution, but I'm pleasantly surprised to see that it does. I gotta be honest with all of you here, though, sports fans. Just like the man in the yellow hat, I'm just even a bit curious as to what this agreement they reached could have possibly been. It had to be financial. Like, if you check on Nieman's ass right now, you wouldn't find a butt plug, you'd find a lot of money. Like, this had to be some kind of financial agreement they reached because Hans Niemann's career took a huge hit from all of this. In the chess world, the biggest, most prestigious tournaments with the best players in the world are invitation only. Take a guess who wasn't getting invited to these events. That's right, the bad boy of the phone cloud, Hans Niemann. So his career kind of did nosedive from all of this because he was labeled a potential cheater, so he hasn't been able to play against the best in the world anymore. So I feel like the only way that he would have an agreement that was satisfactory is if somehow they paid. That's just my guess. That can be as ludicrous as the one here. Because I don't know, maybe the team just wanted like a very sincere apology for everyone involved and got it as quickly as possible. I have no idea. But it is important to note his career really did reach a complete standstill with all of this. Now, one thing everyone has said, and I agree with, is that this never explained or even probably happened because Hans Niemann didn't have a history of cheating in online chess when he was a crucial component to why this spiraled out of control the way it did. Obviously, it's a huge factor in people were taking sides.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Där har vi det, där har vi det. Oh my god.